Nvidia and OpenAI are taking AI to a scale the world has never seen before. With a partnership worth up to $100 billion, they are planning to build 10 gigawatts of data centers. That is the energy equivalent of 10 large nuclear plants. Together, these data centers will house up to 5 million GPUs. To put this into perspective, that is double what Nvidia has shipped in 2024, and it is around the number of chips they have sold in 2025. This infrastructure will power AI at a global scale, serving hundreds of millions of users. Nvidia is investing $100 billion in OpenAI, and OpenAI is buying Nvidia chips to fit out their data centers. This positions Nvidia as OpenAI's preferred partner, and this ensures seamless hardware and software integration. The first phase of the partnership will use Nvidia's new Vera Rubin systems. They are scheduled to come online in the second half of 2026. These next-generation AI platforms will provide the processing power necessary to train the latest and fastest AI models. With millions of GPUs deployed across multiple global data centers, OpenAI will have unmatched computing capacity. This infrastructure will allow them to support hundreds of millions or even a billion active users. Jensen Huang expects that by the end of the decade, up to $4 trillion worth of AI factory infrastructure is going to be built out globally. This implies a CAGR of 40 to 45%. And this just shows you how fast AI infrastructure is expanding. Sam Altman has highlighted that OpenAI faces three critical challenges. First, they need to excel at AI research. They also have to build products that people want to use. And then they need to tackle this huge infrastructure challenge of deploying AI at a global scale. This partnership with Nvidia directly addresses the last challenge. It gives OpenAI the tools to scale its models and to be in the race and challenge big cap tech. Nvidia is making one strategic move after the other. They've made a $5 billion investment in Intel. This should be beneficial for both companies. Although at first look, it might seem that Intel has little to offer to Nvidia, but that is not the case. Nvidia has also partnered with the UK data center startup Nscale with a $700 million stake. And then they have also acquired an AI startup team, including Fabrica's CEO, for nearly $900 million. All these moves highlight Nvidia's strategy to create a diverse AI portfolio. It really becomes much more than a chip maker and future-proofs its business. By building all these investments, they position themselves in a way that nobody can get around them. ChatGPT's weekly active users could potentially cross 1 billion very soon. Depending on the source, users grow by up to 10% per month. They are already extremely successful on the consumer side. Some even argue that they have already won the consumer side of AI. Now, they are turning their attention to the enterprise market. But even beyond the enterprise, they have so many other opportunities to explore. For example, social platforms are a huge one. Buying a social platform would be a very important strategic move for them. This would enable them to use data from their own platform and train AI models on them. Reports show that they lose $2.25 for every dollar revenue. But considering the speed of their growth, This is not surprising. Their fast expanding consumer base and moves into enterprise and also other new verticals suggest that the long-term opportunity could far outweigh these early losses. Globally, over 50% of companies have embedded AI into at least one of their core business functions. But adoption does not always translate into results. Only about 5% are realizing value from their AI initiatives. Most companies have to still figure out how to extract value by using AI. However, the ones that do are reporting massive efficiency gains. Duolingo's CEO, for example, said that AI tools have made his employees up to 5 times more productive without the need to fire anyone. This kind of productivity shift just shows how powerful AI can be when it is applied effectively. According to LinkedIn, within the next 5 years, 70% of the skills used in most jobs will change, driven mostly by AI adoption. Professionals and organizations will need to adapt, upskill, and reskill to stay competitive in this new landscape. Nvidia dominates AI hardware, even if competition is going to rise in the future. This still just demonstrates how far ahead they are of everybody else. This partnership with OpenAI secures it as a top supplier for the most demanding AI workloads. Spending on AI is growing rapidly. According to Morgan Stanley, AI spending across software and internet companies will grow more than 600% by 2028. Infrastructure and hardware are just as important as software. The one can't exist without the other. Historically, roughly 40% of S&P 500 returns every decade come from companies that didn't even exist 10 years before. AI, backed by infrastructure at this scale, will be a major driver of the next wave of market leaders. Nvidia's growth is heavily tied to a very small group of companies, and this exact deal highlights this very well. But hyperscalers do not want to rely on just one supplier. So they are doing two things to mitigate this. They are building their own custom chips, and they are also looking for multiple suppliers. This gives them more flexibility. Broadcom is an important player in custom AI chips. They are partners to Google and other cloud giants as well. These chips help hyperscalers to optimize workloads, lower costs, and reduce their reliance on external suppliers. And then you have AMD. They are building GPUs for AI, which are offering strong price to performance. Although it seems impossible at the moment, some analysts expect Nvidia's dominance to slowly decline over the long term. They predict that Broadcom potentially could capture 30% of the market, while AMD over 10%. But we don't even have to go that far. Even a small market share gain for Broadcom or AMD could create significant uplift for these companies. And with the total AI market expanding so rapidly, they could grow substantially even without capturing additional market share. The race to build AI infrastructure is accelerating faster than ever. Nvidia's partnership just shows you how far ahead they are of the competition. OpenAI with ChatGPT is laying out the infrastructure needed to move into any vertical. This could position them as the ultimate winner in the AI era. With their consumer base already strong, they are pushing into enterprise to replicate what they have already achieved on the consumer side. The big question remains though, what can big cap tech do to challenge their dominance? Thanks for watching, and please give it a like, subscribe, and watch another video. See you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.